So you've made it to the panel interview round, and you get to interview with some of your potential future teammates. Congratulations, that is a big step, and you are on the right track. But did you know that there are several things you can do that can be really off-putting to your future teammates and potentially take you out of the running to land the job? In today's video, I'm going to give you 4 things you absolutely need to avoid when you're interviewing in a panel interview. Let's go. Hi everybody, I'm Ben White with Ben Talks Talent. I've got 12 years experience in interviewing, hiring, and recruiting. And I'm passionate about using my experience to help you become the best candidate possible and land your next job. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about something really interesting, and that's the dynamics of interviewing in front of a panel with people who might be your future teammates. It's a great opportunity, but there's also the chance that you do something that rubs them the wrong way. In today's video, I'm gonna give you 4 things you need to avoid doing in that specific setting. But before we get into the video, do me a favor. If you are new here, take 3 seconds, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you never miss one of my videos that come out 3 a week, all designed to help you. And if you are not new, well, hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, let's get into the video. Now, a quick note here. If they're in the interview, their opinion matters. They wouldn't take 3, 4, 5 people, bring them into an interview with you, waste that time if they weren't interested in hearing their thoughts and opinions. Typically this happens in an organization where team dynamic is really important. So if you're doing a panel interview and you have the hiring manager and then you have 3 people who are on that team currently, who are probably part of your future team, just know that this matters. Their impression of you matters. So it's really important to nail this. They're going to have some say in whether or not you move forward, or they determine you're not a good fit for the team. So first things first, it absolutely matters. Their opinions do matter. Now, the first thing you need to avoid when you're interviewing with these people is any negativity about current or past teammates. That's just in general. You always want to avoid negativity in an interview. It rarely serves you. But specifically here, these people are talking about, hey, why would you want to be a part of this team? What are you like as a teammate? Tell us about your experience. And if you use that opportunity to rag on the people you are currently working with today or have worked with in the past, what they are going to do is they are going to assume that you are the difficult person to work with. They see that negativity as you basically broadcasting that you are going to be a challenging person to work with. So you don't want that. You don't want them walking away thinking, wow, Ben was really qualified, but he sure seemed to talk a lot of smack about his current team. I don't know if I want that disrupting what we have now, which is a great team where we all sing Kumbaya and go together for lunch and high five whenever we have wins, all that kind of stuff. So you want to avoid talking negatively about your current and past teammates. I don't care if they have the worst teammates in the world. You just don't say any of that. Now, this one is a common one. It's a really easy mistake to make. I've seen it many times, but it's focusing all your attention on the hiring manager, right? So let's just say your hiring manager's in the interview with you and you have 3 people, and these 3 people are less senior, most likely, because they are not the manager. So you got this manager, the person who's gonna be your future boss, and you have these 3 new people. And if you direct all of your questions to the manager, if you are taking your eye contact, and instead of allocating it evenly, you spend all the time looking directly at your future manager, these people are gonna feel a little disrespected and ignored. And that matters. So when you are asking questions, when you are answering questions, when you are just listening, make sure you take your eye contact and you allocate it evenly. You share that focus amongst the people in there. If you end up looking at just 1 or 2 of the people and ignoring 2 of the people in the interview, those 2 people, they're gonna share that feedback. I remember I had a bunch of people in my team interviewing people to hire for our collective team. And although I was the hiring manager, I cared a lot about their opinions. And I found that one of the people that we had interviewed spent no time asking questions or no time talking to the most junior member of my team, as if her opinion didn't matter. Well, it did. And that ended up costing that candidate quite a bit because I was concerned about the interpersonal dynamics. Now, the next thing you want to avoid doing is bragging too much in the examples you give. Now, this is a delicate balance, admittedly, because you do want to sell yourself, right? You want to talk about the things you've done, the things you've accomplished, and why you would be a great addition to the team. Granted, I agree. But if you sound too braggadocious, if you sound like you're too full of yourself, that is not going to be perceived well by your team. I can almost guarantee it, because nobody wants to work with that person who's always making it about them. So make sure you have a good balance of I and we. I accomplished this, we as a team did this. That appropriate balance is going to make your future teammates think, okay, this is going to be a good person to work with, and you absolutely want that. Now, the last thing you want to avoid doing is intimidating examples of your experience. So this is different from what I just said, bragging. This is about saying things that make you look like too much of a rock star. Now, some of you are thinking, well, Ben, that seems counterintuitive, right? I want to give them the best examples of why I am a great person and they should hire me. Yeah, true. But some of those examples where maybe you outshine people quicker than people who are already on the team when you moved into your last organization are better suited for your first interview with a hiring manager, or your last interview with a hiring manager, or basically any interview where you're not interviewing with future teammates. Because the reality is, people want to hire someone they like. They want to hire someone to join their team who is good at their job, but they don't want to hire someone who's going to come in and completely disrupt the pecking order and become the right-hand man or the right-hand woman of their current manager. So what you want to do is avoid examples like, in my last job I came in and I didn't have any experience and it was in a really senior team, but I quickly learned everything, and by the next 6 months I was actually the most effective person on the team, and my KPIs were much stronger than all my current teammates at the time. While that is impressive, this might not be the audience for that. So I might hold that example for another interview. Maybe it's the one before, but you just need to be cognizant. At the end of the day, you don't want to intimidate, you don't want to brag, you don't want them to think you're terrible to work with, and you don't want them to think that their opinion doesn't matter because they were more junior or because they're not the hiring manager. You need to avoid these things, and if you can avoid these things, you're probably going to have a pretty good panel interview. If you like this video, next week I'm going to release a video, things you can do to impress your future teammates, and it's not just the opposite of this. There's additional things. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That way you see when it comes out and you can watch the companion piece, which is gonna be like this, but better. Or equally good. I don't know which one's gonna be better. It's in the future. All right, good luck in your next interview. You got this.